So, Namaskaram. And today I wanted to be a little bit less serious because I feel like I've gotten a little bit serious, like serious preachy. Like I've been preaching, because I'm trying to save you. I'm your savior. I am your savior. I'm your savior. I'm your savior. Milk and honey. Milk and honey. Milk and honey. Drink it. Drink it. Drink it. Yeah, I am your savior. I am your savior. Yeah, I'm your savior. So I thought I'll make it a little bit more light because I have a savior complex. I'm not like Kendrick. I'm not going to try and say I'm not your savior. I'm not like Tim Robbins or Tom Robbins, the guy. I'm not your guru because I know I have a savior complex, all right? I'm going through that. I've realized that. And I'm still trying to save you. But doesn't mean I can't make the saving a little bit more fun. So today I want to make fun of something, mocking something, which is the one of the things to be like less serious about spirituality. Because, mocking is not the best thing to do. But I have to talk about it. Reporters, commentators, sports commentators, music commentators, they've become so obsessed with records and facts. I mean, they're just doing what we want. So we have become obsessed with records and facts. You know, everything you read is the $60 million man or the 34-year-old. I mean, I can't read anything if it doesn't have the age there. Like, I want to know how old are they so I know, is it a good performance? you know, they got to tell me, is it a 32-year-old or is it the 34-year-old? And the record goal scorer or award winning, Grammy nominee, 21 time, you know, so much reporting. Like, you have to talk about the records if you're talking about a sports person or a musician. And I'm sure out there, there's probably somebody who reports on galaxies and they also use records in that sphere. The 21 light year distance mega one star or something, maybe. I don't know. I'm not into that thing. But I'm into music and sports, so that's what I see. It's always talking about like fastest goal or something like the first person from Italy to do something. Like, the achievement is that they're from Italy just because of where you come from is makes it, you know. So the first American to be in something in a quarterfinal, or like the person to lose the most in the first round, so many records. So I want to make fun of it a little bit because it's an obsession. And I feel like this obsession probably goes all the way back. I remember reading books talking about all the popes of the church and saying the first pope from this and that, the first pope to do this and that. There's always like history. We want to remember, we want to be remembered by something, so we become obsessed with records. And it goes back in so many ways because everybody wants to leave a mark in a way. And a lot of the time, we find records, and records are becoming so defined. Like statistics that we don't even understand, you know? And sometimes it gets personal, like the mother of two, or the two-time divorcee, or the newly single, or something, something. So, going way back, nowadays they have like PAR, PER, or some other metric that they come up with, to talk about like how good somebody is, XG, whatever. The person with the most dribbles, or something like just in the first half or in the first 20 minutes. So I'm thinking like 5 years from now, imagine what the commentary is gonna be like. Oh, I'm gonna name him G Kongoma or GN1 because number one, So GN1 walks onto the track, the fastest 2 seconds of recent times, or the shortest breathing, the lowest number of breaths between two goals, the person with the fastest 2 goals in an international played in Italy or something, or even more ridiculous. I don't know what they're gonna be counting. Maybe they'll be counting people's heartbeats. The person with the lowest heartbeat ever to score, like a goal with the left foot, or the person to use the most words in a song without you know how many heartbeats or whatever, because we have the technology to count heartbeats, so why not? So it's that ridiculousness. If you look at it, like, we are so obsessed with these records. Like, I can claim so many records if I wanted to. Because discoveries have been like this. Captain Cook or whatever, I can say I'm the first black person, to say this on YouTube, or to say, or to walk on to in the same footsteps as, you know, Ganesha or Krishna or something. There's such records. So whoever writes down the record the first is the one they remember. So nowadays, I'm gonna probably explore this a little bit more later. Just how ridiculous we can make the records. The first person to score off an assist by, the goalpost, maybe 3 times or whatever. I don't know what it's gonna be, but I'm just saying, it's getting pretty ridiculous. Like, we've become so obsessed with numbers. $32,000 a week man, or the 7-time leading appearance, you know, athlete, something like that, just for appearing. There's a record. So, oldest, youngest at the same time. And there's a lot of potential. Like, imagine with these new sports, like pickleball. If you're the first person to play, you'll have all the records. Fastest, youngest, biggest, smallest, all at the same time. So, the heaviest person to score a goal in this kind of game or that game, it becomes an accomplishment. Not saying it's not, but yeah, it's just, especially if you read one story, you want to confirm it over and over again. You've read in one story about this person he recently scored the most goals, and you read another article and you want them to talk about the same, you know, record again. And it becomes like that, like every story you're reading, saying the same things over and over. Like Kendrick, who recently had a feud with Drake, which was critically acclaimed and this and that. Every article, it has to be mentioned. It's just, we know, but we are still like so drawn. Like that's the edge of sensation. And probably the same thing, you'll be watching it. Like I'm the same. I'll be watching a review from somebody of a video or like some music, and I want to have like 10 different reactions just to see if they're gonna mention the same things. And that's all it is. When they go through it, they all like mentioning the same thing. And that's all it is nowadays, is just whoever can put it in the most entertaining way, obviously, if you're a content creator. So why not make it interesting also? So I'm also gonna make it a little bit more fun, even if I'm preaching. Oh well, is what it is.